there isn't a right or wrong way how to start a story. Except with you, everything with you is wrong. Venus, and I watch it and I have passion about it. I don't like this kind of writers that I want to write something experience qualifies me.
راح احبك حب يلا عالحب بمشي عكس الريح كل ايامي ولا حد قدامي غيرك انتي غيرك انتي والروح بتصيح يا ادماني مش شايف ولا حدا تاني المهم انتي.
Welcome to Unscripted podcast. Today we are having Ahmed Nada, the script writer and screenwriting of many Arabic series, such as The Kingdom of Fire and also the...
Skip that part. Come on.
Why? Why you didn't want to mention your...
Be unscripted.
I'll try to be unscripted. So,
Try hard.
don't worry, I'll figure it out. So at the beginning, I have a question. How it's all began being the screenwriting an industry, which is the screenwriter is the weakest circle of process of filmmaking, as they say. So why you decide to choose this part?
Before I answer this question, really, typewriter?
Yes,
Why?
I'll tell you why. It's all began by letters and ideas, and the ideas are transformed.
Alvin the writer, you know that he uses like typewriter in his writing. Literally no one.
I'll tell you now. Yeah, but how? Like if we go back to the cinema, the old cinema,
Yeah.
such as the Russian and the Soviet and like the old cinema industry. It's all began by this machine.
Are you doing old cinema?
Huh? No, I'm not doing old cinema,
Okay.
but I'm appreciating the old cinema because that part built the industry and the field that we are now. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, really, Wallah. So yeah.
Ask your question again.
Yeah, how it all began, like being a screenwriter, and why you choose to be in this part of the industry.
Because I'm a writer in general. And before script writing, and I used to be a journalist for more than 12 years. And then I worked in documentary films, and I was editor-in-chief in some newspapers and in some websites in Egypt and in the Middle East in general. And I have 4 books now, 3 of them on poetry and both of them short stories. So I love writing. And my oldest memory in my life, it's related to writing. And I remember everything I wrote since I was like 6 or 7 years old. So, and for me, writing is my identity.
Great, but I have a question. You told me that you were like in the as a journalist in the industry at the beginning, and you wrote and you were prepared and did a lot of the documentaries that you have done. So why you shifted to the fiction films? And what was like this?
It's not shifting. It's not shifting. One of my obsessions in life is storytelling.
Yeah,
I love storytelling. Yeah. As you can see before we started, I love to tell stories about people, about countries, about stuff. Because I think history of human beings started with story. And I think it's part of our DNA to tell stories. And the best way to tell story now, it's through this media, screen. So this is the medium I found something that I can influence people and I can tell my bizarre, weird stories that I love to tell. So for me, you don't tell stories, and either we can be drama, books, AI, I don't mind. I want to tell stories. So at that phase in my life, I want to yes better. As simple as it.
not today, but I have another question based on that. You mentioned something that's unique. It's whether what is the concept, whether what is the idea. I will tell a story. So, in your friends,
That's wrong.
why?
It's not about the concept. It's about I have a lot of stories I want to tell. I'm not that kind of writer that think about concept. No, I think about the story.
Yeah, but see, I believe in the industry, and I saw different movies, but for example, they are based on a true story, or a story they organized. You have a lot of stories, so you are like telling them. But when you are telling them and the fiction and the films and in the script itself, you change them, and you are like somehow like narrating a different story. So how it's valid to that point?
Okay, the influence of the story, it's not about it's either real or not. It's not about that. Is it relatable or not? Because people can relate to the story, to the characters. People don't care about the story is real or not. People, every one of us, when we hear a story or watch a story, we are trying to find something we can connect with. Not the credibility of the story, the relatability of the story. Okay, we find the value that we want to, or advice, or wisdom, or moral from it. Okay, that's why even religions, by the way, we know everything about religions through stories. In the Old Testament, a bunch of stories. Even Islam, it's a bunch of stories. We know these values through stories. So, it's not about if it's real or not, because 90%, maybe more, the stories we know as mankind, they are fiction. Mythology is based on fiction, 100%. But we can relate to this fiction. Shakespeare, all of his plays, those stories are fiction, but we can relate, and it's timeless. Everybody knows about Romeo and Juliet, and as a symbol of what's the meaning of failed love story. Everybody knows about Othello, about the outsider who tries to fit in. So it's not about it's real or not, because we are finding something entertaining, and the moral we can touch our souls. See, so this is the validity of the soul, by the way.
Yeah, got it. But I have another question. Yani,
You can ask without saying I have another question.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you are writing a story,
Yeah.
how did it all begin? So you started with like the character, the real story itself, or like the feeling of the story, the theme. How you organize these elements to come with a story, like a story that deserves to be told.
Depends. And I think I've tried all these kind of every method you can imagine to write story. But most of the times, because I think I have a cause in my life to tell stories about forgotten regions, especially regions. And for me, low class region. I love it. So watching it daily, and from my show, on last show, on the last series.
The last round?
Yes, the last round, and I love to talk about these videos. So I always think about them because I lived among them for many years in Egypt. So I think there isn't any representation of these stories, the life challenges in our drama or the films. So most of the times I think, and it starts with a character. Most of the time stuck with a bizarre, weird character, like Shadow Cave, the last ram. Okay, and I think about his or her life, and sometimes I think about something specific, like I want to talk about homeless people. I love stories about homeless people. So I find something like starting point, how I'm going to tell this story. I don't know, man. I didn't think about it that much. Sometimes, actually, most of the times, all come together. The story, the characters, the concept, the moral, everything. And in our industry, sometimes platform and production company called you. We need you to write about this subject or that matter, and we need you to come up with something that we can use at that matter, or we have hot topic, we need to build the story around this hot topic. So it depends. By the way, last thing, there isn't a right or wrong way how to start story, especially in drama. For example, someone like Nadir Labaki always find like a cause, and then she writes a story based on this cause. Like in Kafr Nahum,
Yeah.
she she wanted to do something related to serial killer in Lebanon. Okay, and yeah, some of them like Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, his imagination drives everything he wants to do. Okay, so depends. There's no right or wrong way, and what makes you comfortable to come up with a good story, solid story, and it's the right way for me.
There's no wrong or right, and I agree with you. But I believe,
Except with you, everything with you is wrong.
what,
Huh?
like in
Just listen with you. Yeah.
خلاص. So basically, if you do any time of storytelling and you have story to do with, you need to do a research. Without the research, you cannot like have the logic of the story and the best way like to say it or tell it. And my question is basically, what is the process of research you have like to do? First, for example, you do interviews, and after that check like paper researches or what kind of research. And I know it depends about the subject of the movie itself. For example, you mentioned the last round. The last round, it was like about a man who was returning to the street fighting, and his father had like this Alzheimer. So these different aspects, like how you link them also. It's really interesting to know.
Okay. The research part is tricky because I believe you need research, especially in historical films and shows. But in recent life, maybe something needs specialists like in medical matters or engineering matters and stuff like this. But about mixed martial arts, I love mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
And I go to arenas and I watch it and I have passion about it. So I didn't need that much of research because I love this sport. Okay, and the story started with something I love and then I follow and I watch. Okay, yes, I did some research about some technical research about what kind of fighter, this striker, this grappler, and how they appear and organization like UFC and how they make money. Just this kind of research, okay, not research. I don't like this kind of writers that I want to write something and not passionate about, okay, and then something like I want to write something about, for example, tennis, and he's not into tennis, and he goes just for to watch and interview with tennis players. Might work, but for me, doesn't matter. There is a famous writer that I adore, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the Colombian writer,
Yeah,
a Nobel Prize winner. Okay,
he has like a novel, the Love and the Time of Cholera, the Baptism and Cholera.
good for you.
See
Good
it?
for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You are less ignorant that I think. Okay, he's a Nobel Prize winner in
Yeah.
literature, and one of his memoirs is 100 Years of Solitude. Okay. Before his death, like 5 years before his death, he had this statement, retirement statement. And he said something, my experience qualifies me to write another novel, but my readers will know that it come from my heart. Something he wasn't passionate about. So for me, doing research without a passion, I know it's not like a written rule in writing, but for me, passion is like it's the fuel for the engine to work. Okay, so research for the technical part, but for the story itself, I don't know.
So with like collaboration with the directors and actors, for example, in the last round, how you would describe that? Because in the industry, the main known concept of the screenwriter, he gave the script, خلاص, it's done for you. Now director and actors and the crew itself will deal with it. So what do you think about this process? Because it's like happening in Egypt, for example, and different parts of the world. And
Doesn't work that way.
mainly,
No. The writer most of the times stays around because anything they want to change they have some circumstances related to vocations, related to production difficulties, and he should be there just, to edit, to find solutions on the script. So, the role doesn't end with the shooting left, no?
So,
For the writer,
do you remember, like, for example, a problem that happened in the set? Difference, it's like either in the Nights of Kingdom, in Nights of Fire, or in the last round,
yeah, of course.
and you like had an input to solve it.
Yeah, of course.
Such
And for
was-
example, in the last round, I wrote like 6 fights. We have 4.
Yeah.
So I omitted 2 fights and I changed the drama around them just to fit in the new change. And then one of the actors, for example, he had some medical issues, and we needed to change something in the script to fit his new condition. Yeah, the can's all fine.
That's great. So one more question is regarding the one of the directors that you want really to work with them or write for them. And do you think that directors convert your vision as a writer 100% or like that's 100%, let us say, in the way that you would accept the actual script?
No, understand something.
Yeah.
The major and the main difference between script writing and any other writing, the writer is the only one who's responsible for the text. But in script writing, it's like a manuscript. Just to transform, it's an informative piece of paper. You need to write something just, to turn it to another medium, visual. Okay, visuals and sounds. Okay, so it's not just one vision; it's collective visions. The writers, the directors, the producer, the actors. So of course, there's a lot of things will change because it's not my only weak vision. It doesn't roll that way, and it's wrong if it was that way. And by the way, for me, if the director like follows my script 100%, for me, it's a flow. Where is his own vision? But that's why it's a collective visions. It's a collective minds, collective opinions. And yes, sometimes they go too far, like change like more than 70%. Yeah, this is bad. But balance is good at everything. So borrowing the script 100% is bad. Destroying the script like 70-80% is bad.
So you need to find that middle ground.
Of course. By the way, our industry, it's always walking on the gray area. It's not black or white. It's always navigating how to find mutual interest you and the other parties in this industry. And the most important thing, it's a humbling experience, especially for the writer. Most of writers came from literature. Most of writers, they wrote literature, short stories, poetry, novels. And when they go to script writing, first thing they face, we are not talking about your vision. We are talking about your vision, how your vision will fit in with other visions. Okay? So it's a humbling experience for any writer. And it's amazing because it gives you another perspective, another point of view. You don't know about if you are just a solo writer. So it's amazing.
So dealing with writer's room, how you choose like for the people that you want to write with them?
Think of it like a relationship.
What kind of relationship?
I mean a healthy one.
Okay.
Not toxic relationship, in your life, okay? So how? You don't like this girl or you don't marry this girl because she's the prettiest or the richest. Because the one is compatibility works for you. For you and her, you are compatible to each other. You can understand each other. So writer's room for me, it's like a relationship. It's not about the best writer or the fastest or the most talented, but everyone understands his role. Who's the junior writer, who's the senior writer, who's the showrunner, and mutual interest. Mutual interest is very important about not just about this series of this film, visual interest maybe like family for me, and this is my personal and takeaway from this. And writer's room is not like any other uh, kind of business, and it's personal. Because how can you give everything that you believe in, yani, and your priorities, especially artistic priorities, without being yourself as a person? And for me, it's personal. So, yani, one of my unwritten rules in my writer's room, the writers should like each other. Should like each other. Yani, as human beings. Because yani, for this, brainstorming become smoother. And yani, no one will have any issue to, to roast him or her if they have bad ideas. And brainstorming, it's all about a lot of bad ideas and one or two good ideas. And yani, I love people to feel comfortable. And I always tell my writers, imagine yourself in your home in your underwear. This is for me is the writer's room.
Exactly. You are like open to everyone in that writer room. So like, I have like some question like regarding the writer's room specifically. We here, like example, I'm a student, a filmmaking student, and
Oh, surprising. I didn't know that.
you don't know that?
Yeah.
I didn't introduce myself at that time. No. So basically, we fight each other, for example,
Yeah.
because I have an idea, she has an idea. So what is the best? Not I would like the best way. What is like the shortcut to have like like the middle ground between those two ideas? Because at the end you want to share the script, you want to develop, you want the best of the best draft.
That's why I told you writer's room is like a relationship. In the relationship, we'll have fights. Okay? And the solution is how to compromise. Okay? How to try to find like a middle ground. Okay? And even in the writer's room, fighting is a healthy thing. Healthy. But like in a relationship, it's a fight, not like a deal breaker fight.
Yeah.
It's a daily fight or a normal fight in any relationship. Even in the writer's room, yes, should be a lot of fights. But the most important thing, what's the mutual goal? To find the best way to tell the story. It's not about egos. It's about the right thing for the story. And sometimes that's why the head writer is the decision maker in the writer's room. And for example, if you are in my writer room, I will the writer's room, and I'm gonna hear you, not listen, just hear, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw all of your ideas from the as simple as that.
Even if they can the story,
I don't think you have anything to fit my stories at all.
believe me, I know.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. So, what is the challenges like as Ahmed? Ahmed is writing now a film, now writing a series. What is the challenges that he's facing?
Time,
Only-
time, all the time, deadlines, crazy, insane time. Deadlines, because in the Middle East they always free writing like the weakest circle, as I told you before, to remember.
Yeah.
So, and they had a reason for this. Why it's convincing one, but not that way, because for them writing doesn't cost that much, just a bunch of papers and some ink, okay. But for the writer, I can write in 1 minute. Khalid fights with 20 men, and he kills them all. For the producer and the director and the actors, they might spend like 2 weeks to execute this scene that you wrote in your underwear, in your comfortable couch. Yeah, it will cost him a lot. So they always, compromise with the writer. And this is bad in a way because there is limits, but they always cross the line. Okay? Well, writing, we need to finish this script in 3 months. Why? I need 6. Because writing is it's creation. You can't grow a tree in 3 months. It takes time. And creativity is needs time. Need breathe.
Need experience.
Need breathe.
Yeah.
No, experience comes with time. Time and failure. So, يعني,
So you mean with the
sometimes.
creativity? You mean with the creativity, like sometimes you have, مثلا for example, writer's block. So you cannot.
I don't believe there's such a thing called writer's block. It's a myth.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get to that later, but yeah. Sometimes when I write something, يعني, for example, I wrote a film. I need some time away from the film and read it again to, يعني, to go to the edit phase. I need to edit my work. I need to live with my story, to see it from different perspectives, to read it out loud, to forget about it and يعني, go back to the script to read it again. But يعني, with our insane deadlines, we don't have the luxury to edit our work. يعني, this is my issue. Time. And most of our producers are not producers. For me, they are film sellers or يعني, visual sellers. They are not producers because production is a very creative job.
Yeah.
Very creative because, writer and director, they are, yes, creative, but they are, most of the time, they live in fantasy. You need to do this, you need to do that. And the producer, the man who's responsible to transform this fantasy to reality.
So thank you, all listeners, to be part of this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Cut.